And we are live. Welcome to the process, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 30th. Wow, tomorrow is December. That's kind of crazy. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a 13-game NBA slate. What? It's 13, really? Really, NBA? Is that really necessary that everybody plays on this? No, don't do it. Stop doing it. 6, 7, 8, do it every day. We had 3 yesterday. We had 13 today. It's preposterous. But anyway, we're here to break it all down. Every single game, every single team, we're going to go through it. It's going to take a while, but we have nowhere else to be. It's 6:30 in the morning. What else you got to do? Go to work? Come on. Just hang out with me. Anyway, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Let me move these windows around. I got everything in the wrong spot. Weird morning. Was not ready to set things up this morning, but we're good. Rob, thanks, man. Yeah, the haircut was very necessary. I was getting a little fuzzy on the sides. Looks good here. Looks good. Last night's slate stunk. Just gross basketball. Pistons were god-awful. That didn't help. Clippers were a mess. Faded Norm Powell, which I was pretty happy about. I faded Draymond. I faded Steph. You would think that would all end up in a good day. And then Norm Powell just makes every shot he takes in 24 minutes. So doesn't play the amount of minutes that I thought, where I didn't think he would be a good play, but shoots the lights out, as did Julius Randle. Just didn't miss. Now I had enough Julius Randle, and I had enough Luka. Just didn't shake out the way that I wanted it to. Not enough at the top. Too much Bojan Bogdanovic. Too much of the Pistons, really. I thought that game would stay a little bit closer, and it didn't, because Julius Randle didn't miss in the first half, which was fun. I am so ready to take a sip of this coffee. Calvin says he's got his coffee, cake, and blunt ready. Oh, man, I would give anything for coffee cake right now. I know that there are mini cinnamon buns in my pantry right now. They are not mine. If they were mine, they'd go away in a half second. They are my mom's. I kind of want to go down and get one, but I just don't. It's not worth stopping the show. So I will crave it until we're done. Yeah, the Kuminga one was something else. But I mean, the Warriors were just ass in the beginning. I mean, if Steph's not Steph was bad, Draymond was bad. Like all the starters were bad. So I'm not surprised like one guy got there. But no, I didn't expect the cum bucket game yesterday. No, I don't mean that I don't want to go get it because like it is someone else's. That's not what I meant. I just meant that like I knew that there were cinnamon buns in the house, even though like I was not the one that bought those cinnamon buns. It would not be a problem if I went and got that cinnamon bun. I promise. No one would ever know, and everybody would be very happy that I had a cinnamon bun. I just want to drink some coffee and get this started because we're going to be here for a while, and that's going to be... Let's just get comfy. Let's do this. So, first, we'll just say hi to BetMGM. What's going on? Links in the description. We'll talk about them in a bit. But first, like, subscribe, notification bell, follow me on Twitter. We get that out of the way. Oh, I know I know you'd wait. I made you guys wait like an extra 5 minutes just to get started, too. It's no big deal. If I'm craving it during the middle of it all, I'm just like, you know what? I'll go get it. I'll be back in 2 minutes. That'll be the easiest thing to do. But I would rather have coffee right now. So I've got my coffee. Hope you guys do as well. Anybody that had any success yesterday, cheers to you guys. Rise and grind. Coffee, tea, water, beer, whatever you have today, folks. Cheers me. Cheers everybody. Clink. That's where it's at. Let's get it started. Oh, man. Deacon, enjoy that. Enjoy that. All right, let's change that view. Let's change that banner. Let's just get it started. Philadelphia 76ers. Actually, I got to change this window. Boom. Philadelphia 76ers 4-point dogs in Cleveland, 212 total. I cannot imagine anything looks really good here, but no Harden, no Maxey. We do have Joel Embiid back. He did play on Monday. Not a back-to-back, so this is actually pretty easy to handle. 36 minutes for Shake Milton. Seems fine to me. I'm going to take DeAnthony Melton down to 34. I'm just going to I'm going to trim every rotation, move quickly, and I'm not going to dwell too much on each game where we don't have any major question marks. Bot nuts, sort of the exact opposite. My parents moved in with my wife and I. Joel Embiid, I can't go too much more than 30. I mean, this dude just plays 35 minutes a game. I'll go 34 to Embiid. Trez was out of the rotation, and they went to a straight Paul Reed backup on Monday. I'm going to go to a straight Paul Reed backup here. PJ Tucker, 28 minutes a game. We'll give George Niang 20. We've got Tobias Harrison for 35. I'm going to make that 34. Daniel House and Furkan Korkmaz are the other two guys that need to get put into this rotation. Korkmaz played 18. House played 12. Oh, and I got to get Thibault in there as well. So they went 11 dudes. Am I seeing that correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they went 10. Oh, I can't count. I only have 7 in. So let's give Daniel House 12 minutes. Heath Thibault 8. Furkan Korkmaz 20. Don't have any rates to change. This was already updated based on Monday's game. So we're done with Philly pretty quickly. Now you're good. You're good, bot nuts. On the Cleveland end of this one. Thanks, Jackie. No Jared Allen. Okay, this is helpful. At least we have this injury report. No Jared Allen. No Karis LeVert is back. No Kevin Love. No Ricky Rubio. Lamar Stevens being questionable is complicating just because of the way he sort of became a part of this rotation. Because he's been playing even with, well, we're going to find out if they like Dean Wade more or Lamar Stevens more if Stevens plays today. But for now, we don't have... Let's just start this one from scratch. It's going to be way easier to just start these rotations from scratch each day. Thanks, Anna. All righty. Garland in for 37. Donovan Mitchell in for 33. Dean Wade, Evan Mobley. I assume LeVert started too on Monday. Mobley, Garland, Okoro, Wade, Mitchell. No. Okay, so Karis LeVert came off the bench, but still played 30 minutes. I wonder if that's going to continue. I hope that it does. Now, I don't think that they should be starting Isaac Okoro. That's a different story. I think Isaac Okoro becomes Lamar Stevens today. But maybe it doesn't. Obviously, Evan Mobley gets the center minutes. He just goes and gets 34 straight away. Robin Lopez plays the backup center run. And now we project everybody else. So I think it's just going to be like a lot of 28s and 30s. I mean, wow, Dean Wade didn't... Oh, that was a blowout. Okay, that makes sense. Rob, I highly recommend it. I'm going to go 28 to Dean Wade. I'm going to try to make this as easy as I can. We're going to go 28 to Dean Wade. We're going to go 24 to Lamar Stevens. Not much of this is going to matter, so I don't know why I'm like stewing over it right now. 20 to Chetty. I'm going to go 30 to Levert. Leaves me 20 extra minutes for Okoro. That works for me. Boom, done. Cleveland, done. First game, done. 6:48. That's not too bad for an intro, starting late. Josh, you don't have to apologize. Nothing to apologize for. Not a bad start. We got through the first game pretty quickly. Karis LeVert is 4,800 on DraftKings. That is the best option you can get from Cleveland. He'll look solid today. But this is the first game, and this game has, I believe, the lowest total on the slate. Yeah, 212 is the lowest game total by 10 points? 12 points? Okay. So yeah, LeVert looks okay. Otherwise, there are no Cleveland priorities. For Philly, I think the Anthony Melton is still pretty interesting on FanDuel at 6,200, just given the way that he gets fantasy stats. But otherwise, this game is just wildly unappealing. Skip it if you can. The Atlanta Hawks are 5.5-point favorites. In Orlando, 226 total. For the Hawks, doubtful tag on Bogdan Bogdanovic, but he's going to be back imminently. Doubtful tag on Jalen Johnson as well. So Jalen Johnson's going to lose his backup run. This is actually a rotation that I don't have to reproject. I'm just going to take Jalen Johnson's minutes and give them to Justin Holiday. And that's basically going to be it. Aaron Holiday left the rotation for Trent Forrest. That one's set. But Justin Holiday played for Jalen Johnson on Monday, and that's just going to be what I do here. Not changing any rates or playing time or anything. I mean, this team doesn't move anything around at all. And they're also going to look, I would imagine, interesting against Orlando. Speaking of Orlando, I'm sure this is awful, but at least we have an injury report. Cole Anthony is off of the injury report. Oh, this is just going to be a shit show. All right. Cole Anthony is off the injury report. Markelle Fultz is off of the injury report. Terrence Ross is off the injury report. There's no Suggs, no Carter, no Okiki, no Isaac, and Mo Bamba is questionable, which oddly enough is actually incredibly important. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, is Cole Anthony just going to step back into 30 minutes? He can't, right? I mean, he hasn't played in a month. There's no way that Cole Anthony is coming off of being out for a month and then playing huge minutes. It's just not going to work like that. So I'm going to give Cole Anthony 24 minutes just to start. And I'm going to give Markelle Fultz 20 minutes. For sure, we're giving Paolo Banchero his 35. Well, 34, so I don't get too much Banchero. We know that we're going to give Franz Wagner. I mean, he's been playing less and less minutes, even with all these guys out. So I'm going to go 32 to Franz. And then after this, it just becomes an absolute exercise in ridiculousness. I think these guys are going to start playing like really flat, weird minutes now. So I'm going to go 28 to Gary Harris. I'm going to assume Bol keeps playing decent minutes. And we'll go 30. I have to assume Mo Bamba plays and plays like the real center minutes. Right? Yeah. Mo Bamba's going to play. I'm going to give Bamba 28. I guess Mo Wagner is good to probably play like 16. So we can go something. Man, this Orlando rotation is something. I guess Terrence Ross is going to need some playing time. He probably gets like 20 minutes. That leaves me like 8 random minutes for whatever dude actually is left over. Caleb Houston, Kevon Harris, Admiral Schofield. I'll give him the Schofield. I don't think it really matters. This is an utter disaster. I don't know how at all to shake any of this out. We need a starting lineup. We need everything for this Orlando team. Even knowing that these guys are back, like, what in the world do we do with Carmelo, Cole Anthony, and Markelle Fultz? Probably nothing. Let's look at this game just the way that I have it projected. Okay, so the important piece here is that I think Paolo Banchero for 7,700 is a perfectly fine play on FanDuel. And I think Mo Bamba, if he is in and starting, he's a really nice play on FanDuel at 5,200. Otherwise, I wouldn't be touching Orlando. That's just, there's too many bodies coming back on a 13-gamer. For Atlanta, I mean, these prices are nice. You get DeJounte Murray for 8,800 on both sites. That's good. Trae Young, 9,700 and 9,800. I think that's good enough for a pay-up option. John Collins is 5,700 and 5,800. Playing a little bit better as of late. I think DeAndre Hunter is okay on FanDuel. I think Clint Capella is okay on FanDuel. SMP, it was a legit breakout year. He was a different player. He had usage. He shot incredibly well. He's really good defensively. Like, I thought he was coming out to be one of those, and I know, like, I don't mean what I'm about to say too crazy, but like a Chris Middleton type where he would have just fit on any team. He can guard 2 or 3 positions really, really well. Great part of a team, doesn't need the ball, efficient scorer. And then he got hurt, and then it just like broke. Just totally broke. Anyway, that's Atlanta and Orlando. Miami. Oh my God. 9-point underdogs in Boston. 224 total. Josh, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I could have 100% of someone on a day like today, but I don't, like 80, depending on how news breaks. All right, Miami Heat. No way this is going to look good. Okay. I mean, we're not even going to do this. Whatever I have in for Miami right now is just what's staying here. I'm not even projecting it. We're not even going to talk about Miami. Tyler Hero, questionable. Caleb Martin, questionable. Gabe Vincent, questionable. Duncan Robinson, questionable. Jovic, questionable. Dedmon, questionable. Highsmith, questionable. No Yurtsevin, Oladipo, Butler. I'm not even projecting this. We'll go to the Boston side. It's impossible to talk about Miami right now. Just, it's not even worth futzing around with it. Al Horford coming back from the back-to-back. So he's just going to step right back into his role. Q-tag on Jaylen Brown, though, is interesting. I mean, we're obviously just projecting Boston to be Boston. And there's a chance that they play like a half-real Heat team. So they can beat the piss out of them, too. Al Horford in for 30 minutes. We'll get Derek White in for 27. We'll get Jason Tatum in for... I mean, I guess it's just always 36 for Tatum. 35 for Brown. We'll do 32 to Marcus Smart. Brandon, I don't even know. I don't even care. It just doesn't matter right now. That's not the kind of work I want to do at 7 o'clock in the morning. All right, we get Brogdon in for his 22. Who else are we missing here? Grant Williams in for 28, 27, or 27. Sam Hauser in for 21. 10 minutes left over. We'll go 5 Luke Cornett, 5 Peyton Pritchard. Easy. Easy stuff. And we got Boston. Now I need to correct Jason Tatum's usage rate for having no Jaylen Brown. So played in game. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart. These guys have been pretty healthy so far this year. I hope that I don't jinx it by saying that out loud. 32.5% usage rate for Jason Tatum. 30.5% usage rate for Jaylen Brown. 25 for Malcolm Brogdon. Nothing good for Marcus Smart. Grant Williams can probably just have whatever he wants. Derek White's is fine. Al Horford's is fine. Marcus Smart assist rate oddly high this year. For some reason, I can't remember. No, yeah, that's right. Derek White. Yep, that's right. Tatum. Sure. All right, we're good with Boston. So for the Celtics, I like Jaylen Brown if he plays on DraftKings at 8,400. I don't really like all that much from Boston just in general. That's not all that surprising. There's just going to be way better games than this one. And then obviously, let me just make sure there aren't any really ridiculous prices on Miami. And there's not. So maybe value opens up here for Miami if some of these guys end up out. Like Gabe Vincent didn't play last game. Duncan Robinson didn't play. Jovic didn't play. We're just, we should have most of that news by the end of the day. But that's going to be a game that we just totally skip for sure on the strategy show. Up to 7 o'clock right now, 135 viewers. Please, if you can, hit that like button. Washington Wizards are 6-point underdogs in Brooklyn, 225 total for the Wizards. No Rui Hachimura, no DeLon Wright. So we finally get a Washington Wizards injury report that doesn't have like 900 Q tags. So I think that we could just project this team pretty easily. We'll go ahead and get Monty Morris in for the, 24 minutes that he appears to be playing. Now, the Wizards rolled in that game. So I'm going to go to 26 on Morris. We're going to skew a little higher. I think that starts to climb for him. Obviously, we go straight to 37 or more on Bradley Beal. Zinger gets his 33. Kuzma gets his 36. Benny's minutes finally drop now with everybody back, although that could be another function of that ass beating that they handed out. Right? That was Monday. They thumped up Minnesota. Yeah, so a lot of these guys lost some time at the end. I mean, they were set to play very different minutes. Denny didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. Did start. Kispert came off the bench, played about 20. So I'm just going to lock him in for his 20 right away. I mean, Denny's just going to play, what, 24 here? 28? 7 maybe? Daniel Gafford played pretty standard backup rotations to Porzingis. I'm going to give him those minutes. With no Rui in, there's not really anybody else that's going to play those minutes. Jordan Goodwin just seems to be like a guy on this team now. And he was Monty Morris's straight backup. I believe I'm looking at that correctly. Let me make sure. Jordan Goodwin, Monty Morris, show chart. Morris on. Okay, they were on the court together for like a half second in the fourth quarter, but they are straight backup. So we're going to go 26-22 for both of those guys. I have 24 minutes left over for Will Barton and nobody? Is it nobody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now they played 10. Will Barton and who? Oh, Anthony Gill. I forgot Anthony Gill plays. That actually is pretty close to working out the way that I wanted to, other than... Did Gafford and Porzingis split that time perfectly? They did. Man, I'm pretty nervous for Will Barton's minutes here, but I don't really know who they would come from. Let's just give 16 to Will Barton and 8 to Anthony Gill. And I believe I have all the rates correct because we've got Porzingis, Kuzma, and Beal correct. And after that, I don't think it matters. So that's the Wizards. Let's go to the Brooklyn side. Oh, yeah, SMP. I totally forgot about that we talked about Kispert. Yay me, I guess. Brooklyn Nets. No Ben Simmons, out with knee soreness. Obviously no TJ Warren. Watanabe still out. David Duke could play. Alondis Williams is out. I don't know who the hell that is. But no Ben Simmons is pretty important for this team. I assume we get Joe Harris straight back into the starting lineup now. That's just... I don't really see a way around that one. So this should look like a really... I actually like this starting lineup. Has it been any good? How many minutes is this lineup play? Sometimes I see things that I need to know. So for the Brooklyn Nets, how much is this lineup? How good has it been? Because I like the pieces. I think it fits together really nicely. So it's Kyrie, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris. Yeah, and it has. In 104 possessions, this is the third most used lineup for the Nets. They're plus 20. That's an 83rd percentile outcome. Their 116 offensive rating is a bit above average. A 96 defensive rating, which is 90th percentile. That totally makes sense. You get Irving and Durant with creation, floor spacing from Joe Harris, and to a lesser extent, Royce O'Neal. Nick Claxton as your pick and roll rim running big. Those pieces fit together really well. They got it. I like it. I like it. Because the Claxton, Simmons, Irving, O'Neal, Durant, it's not good. It's not good. Are they getting hit with bad shooting luck on that one? Or good shooting luck? Yeah, they are a little bit. So that Irving, O'Neal, Harris, Durant, Claxton lineup has guys shooting 31% from three. So you would expect that defense to be a little bit worse, but either way, I mean, that is a very positive lineup. I like it. Good lineup for the Nets. I like Simmons, but like they got to figure out the pieces differently there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get Kyrie Irving in for his minutes. Man, that coffee's hitting the spot again today. I feel like I say that every day, but maybe it's just true. Okay, so Kyrie's just back to playing massive minutes. He's played 38 in the last 3 games. I'm going to give him 37 because I can't just be that crazy. I'm also going to give Kevin Durant 37. Royce O'Neal's going straight in for 36. Joe Harris played 36 after Ben Simmons got hurt. Wow, they really started to trim this rotation too. I mean, 30 at a minimum. We'll see if we have anything left over. Claxton's playing 32 here for sure. Who the hell do they play at backup center? So they went to Durant at center, right? In that last game, Claxton and Simmons played 11 minutes. There had to be big swaths of yeah, there was a giant chunk of time in the third quarter. Claxton played the whole fourth, but there was a chunk of time in the third quarter where they didn't have a center on the floor. It had to be Simmons, or it had to be Durant. It was not Edmund Sumner or Cam Thomas. I mean, I think it's Markieff Morris now for today. I think he's just going to play 16 minutes. I don't know what else they would do. We're going to get Seth Curry in for 26 minutes. That should be pretty easy to project. Actually, I need to flip-flop these guys. So we'll go 30 and 36. So then it's, what, 26 minutes left over for Sumner and Cam Thomas? Or I could be more aggressive with Joe Harris's minutes. I can't go to 32. Oh, man, he played so much in that game. I'm going 32 on Joe Harris. They cut Patty Mills from the rotation, so we're going to say Seth Curry's 11 minutes go there, and then those 15 go there. I'm going to bump up 11 minutes of Royce O'Neal to go there. And then I'm going to go 12 minutes, 14 minutes to Cam Thomas. 10 minutes to Edmund Sumner. And that will be Brooklyn. I really like this spot for Kyrie because I think you need to play Kyrie Irving today aggressively. Really, really aggressively. But I want to talk through Brooklyn quickly. We've got Kyrie at 8,500 on DraftKings, 7,800 on FanDuel. He should be barring any weird pricing for anybody else or value guys, I think Kyrie Irving is the best play today, and it's not close. Because with Ben Simmons around playing 30 minutes, that's a guy that is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And now that's just gone, but they're not replacing that at all with anybody that handles the ball like that. I think Kyrie is going to have a massive game, sort of like the game that he had the day before he quit on the team and screwed me for having 85%. I think today is the Kyrie breakout. Massive, massive breakout. Because he's just going to be able to handle the ball infinitely more than he does when Ben Simmons is on the floor. Do I have those stats? Give me a second. I might actually have that kind of data. Maybe I don't. Shot distribution? No. Lost it. I know that data exists, like dribbles and stuff. I know it's on NBA's tracking data. I don't think I could find it quick enough to care today. That's going to be something I'm going to look up. Yeah, just play all the Kyrie today. I feel very comfortable with that. But also, 5,800 for Nick Claxton on DraftKings, 6,100 on FanDuel. He looks exceptional too. We got to remember, with no Simmons out there, Claxton's just going to have more space for pick and roll stuff, for rim running. This is just a really nice day to get to the Brooklyn Nets, in particular Kyrie Irving and Nick Claxton. S&P, yeah, I think Curry could be doing that on the second unit as well. I do think it's live to see Patty Mills play a couple minutes here to run the second unit, but yeah, I think Seth Curry probably gets a little bit more facilitation as well. Really like Brooklyn here, particularly Irving. Excited to talk to Adam about that. Washington's useless. I don't really see how you can go to anybody with any sort of, like, obviously Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis, but you don't want too much here. David Soto, when you say you just sent me the link, what do you mean? If you mean in chat, it'll never get to me. All right, yeah, we're putting a pin in the Wizards. They're not worth talking about. 4 games down. We're 45 minutes in, so yeah, we're on our normal pace. Yeah, okay. I need to be able to take those guys on and off. NBA touches, stats, time of possession. Player touches. Can you do that on off? See, now I'm just going to go down this rabbit hole. I want to see these touches with and without Simmons. Okay, so that is players tracking touches, lineups. I'm going to put out a call to see if I can find somebody that has that data. I got a couple sources. Let's go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks. And hit that like button, folks, if you can. Bucks are 5.5-point favorites in New York, 227 total. So we are getting the Knicks on a back-to-back up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who will be getting Chris Middleton back soon, but not today. No Joe Ingles, obviously. Marshawn Beauchamp out. Serge Ibaka out. Not too much of this interesting. We know how to project the Milwaukee Bucks at this point. I don't even know if I have much of a change here. We'll give Grayson Allen another minute. George Hill's fine there with 17. Pat Connaughton's slowly working his way back. Jordan Ward is on the team. I could give Portis 2 more minutes. I can't imagine anything here is going to be looking all that good. Ooh. Mamu was playing some minutes the last 2 games. He is with the G League team, so that does not matter at all now. I mean, it's not as if we're going to be playing any of these guys, so other than Drew or Giannis or maybe Portis, Brook Lopez. Knicks on the back-to-back. I'm just going to mostly go with the same situation here. The only problem that we have with the Knicks is Quentin Grimes. I don't think he's going to close, but we still don't know because of what they did to the Pistons yesterday. Like, they beat the hell out of the Pistons so bad that we didn't really get any additional information. I guess I'm going to go to 26 minutes on Quentin Grimes. Cam Reddish was the guy that ended up getting the haircut, but he also didn't get a chance to close, so he might still play 24 minutes. The good news is, though, it doesn't matter if he closes because it's a 13-game slate, and you're not playing bench Knicks. So we don't even have to change anything for the Knicks. Or really anything. The problem for the Knicks is that they're kind of interesting. I don't mind RJ Barrett on DraftKings. I don't mind Jalen Brunson or Mitchell Robinson, who's still 4,500 on DK. Like, you got to go straight back to Mitchell Robinson the same way that we did yesterday. He played 26 minutes. He got a weird, like, extra rotation in the fourth quarter during the blowout. I don't know why. But at the very least, you have to expect him to play 26 minutes, and he can play upwards of 30. So I don't mind any of the starters for the Knicks. Don't play Quentin Grimes. But that's where we're at. For Milwaukee, if you want to play Giannis, play Giannis. 7,300 for Drew Holiday is, like, that's a really good price for him on DraftKings. You're not playing anything else from Milwaukee. That might be the easiest game to talk about all day. Memphis and Minnesota, who I feel play 100 times a day, but obviously something's going to be interesting for Minnesota with Towns out for the next month. What do we got from Memphis here? Dylan Brooks is questionable. Still no Bane, no Zaire Williams. LaRavia doubtful. If Dylan Brooks is out, that ends up being a giant bump to all sorts of dudes for Memphis. For right now, though, it's kind of cut and dry. We got Adams in for 27. We got Brandon Clark in for 20. I'm going to make that 28 and 20. Uh, 34 for Morant, 32 for Dylan Brooks, right around 30 for Conchar. Roddy in for random minutes. Aldama in for sort of backup 4 minutes. Do they bring another guy into this rotation with no LaRavia? Or do they just cut a guy and bump everybody up a little bit? Tillman around? We'll just give Tillman 13 minutes. All right, then we go to Minnesota. Obviously, it's a bummer. No Karl Anthony Towns for the foreseeable future. So we're going to have to pull rates. We're going to have to do everything. Buckle up here. Oh, Rudy Gobert is about to be, especially with his price right now, it's going to be massive for Gobert. Massive, massive, massive. So I'm assuming we get slow-mo. Although I don't really like that combination with Gobert. They just don't really have an alternative. Honestly, I'd be more likely to go to someone like Bryn Forbes for the floor spacing and have Kyle Anderson out there on the second unit more. Because it doesn't really matter about Bryn Forbes' defense if Gobert is just there and they still have like Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards on the wing. I don't think they're going to do that, but I would be more likely to do that. All right, so Rudy Gobert. Straight away going in 32 minutes at center, and I assume that Naz Reid is just the straight backup. D'Angelo Russell is going to play 33 minutes a game. Anthony Edwards is going to play his 36. I think Jaden McDaniels is just in for 32 now. And then I don't think Kyle Anderson is live to just play like a shit ton of minutes, but he might just have to. Okay. So then after that, we're going to go. Who else is in for Minnesota? It's a Q tag on Jaden McDaniels. That's actually a really important Q tag because that couldn't create significantly more value. Taurean Prince is still out, as is Jordan McLaughlin. If Jaden McDaniels happens to be out, and he has not played the past 2 games, that gets to be a pretty big bump. How much does Edwards run the pick and roll? Pick and roll combos NBA. All right. Pick and roll ball handler. Where's Anthony Edwards hiding? Filter. Seven possessions. 36th percentile. Not great. Not great. And I never know where any of this is. There's no pick and roll stuff here either, is there? I need to dig into this stuff more. Anyway, it's not important right now. Okay. We're going to get 24 minutes out of Jalen Noel at a minimum. Austin Rivers just has to keep playing, which is not good for any team that exists. And then 16 extra minutes to who? Bryn Forbes, I guess. I know Bryn Forbes doesn't play the 4. Don't say anything. I'm not updating that. Yeah, we got to grab all the new rates for this team with Cat off. S&P, do we know that they're bad together? Because I don't necessarily think that's going to be a problem. But now we might as well look. Oh my God, we're going to be here forever today. 13 games is just so stupid. I'm tired of it. Let's look at the lineups for Minnesota where Edwards and Gobert are on and Cat is off. Oh, Jesus. 235 possessions with Edwards and Gobert on and no Cat. Negative 11.8 is a 5th percentile outcome. 10th percentile offense. 16th percentile defense. That's actually kind of surprising. You wouldn't think that just out of the gate. It's not even crazy shooting luck. Teams are shooting 34% from 3, so that's nothing crazy. They're shooting 73% at the rim, which is pretty ridiculous in this scenario. That seems crazy. Is that low frequency? No, it's not even. That's middle of the pack frequency. So guys are just scoring at the. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're not. Nothing good is happening here. Are they shooting poorly? Yeah, they're a little bit of bad shooting luck. Only 31.5% from 3, but nothing too crazy. Man, that's I thought it would look a little bit better. It sure don't. Okay, let's look at these rates now. Not a ton of sample yet, but we are about to build up a pretty healthy one. Rudy Gobert has played 204 minutes with Karl Anthony Towns off the floor. He has an 11% usage rate. This is a guy that's normally in the 16 to 17 range. So they aren't exactly getting Rudy Gobert involved in the actions. That's kind of nuts. And he's not doing anything wrong. Like, he's got a 78% true shooting in those minutes. Get this man the ball. He needs a pick and roll partner. I mean, maybe this opens up Anthony Edwards for like catch and shoot opportunities and weak side stuff. This could be pretty big for D'Angelo Russell. I think we might see a lot of pick and roll D'Angelo Russell, Rudy Gobert. You go spread pick and roll with those two guys. Anthony Edwards, weak side. I kind of like that. All right, I'm not touching Rudy Gobert's usage rate. That would be insane. D'Angelo Russell in 121 minutes with Cat off, 22% usage rate, so he's still the same person. Edwards does go up. He's over 30. So we're taking Edwards up to 30. Where does the rest of this usage go? Is it Jalen Noel? Jalen Noel's got a 28% usage rate in the minutes that Cat is off the floor. How much is Jalen Noel on the floor with any of the other guys? It's got to be minimal, right? Like, he's got to basically never share the floor with Edwards. Yeah, so half of Jalen Noel's time is with Edwards off. But that's okay, because Jalen Noel definitely going to maintain his usage. I don't know where else it's going to go, but I think Rudy Gobert is going to start getting touches again. And I think that's a good thing. Look, you should want Rudy Gobert to shoot, because when Rudy Gobert is in a position to shoot, it's really good. Good things happen. He's an incredibly efficient scorer when he's getting the shots that he's supposed to take. As long as he's not creating those, I really think D'Angelo Russell, Rudy Gobert pick and roll is about to happen a lot. From an assist perspective, D'Angelo Russell sees a little bit of a bump. Anthony Edwards doesn't. Which is not good. Does Gobert's rebounding go up? I feel like no one improves. Somehow Rudy Gobert's rebounding goes down, but like that's not a change I'm making. Well, that's Minnesota. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so we're playing like all of the Minnesota Timberwolves today. I mean, Anthony Edwards for 8K on both sites looks incredible. D'Angelo Russell's in the mid-6s on both sites. That looks great. If Jaden McDaniels can play, he's 4,600 on DraftKings. Clearly, Rudy Gobert, I mean, I'm going to have a hard time saying that Rudy Gobert isn't the best center option on today's slate at 6,800. Kyle Anderson is 3,800 on DraftKings and 4,600 on FanDuel. He's still good at 4,600 on FanDuel. You got to play Kyle Anderson at 3,800. And then Jalen Noel off the bench at 3,900. Incredible for Minnesota. Better than I was expecting. For Memphis, I like Steven Adams. No big deal. Jaren Jackson, any of the starters are fine. If Dylan Brooks ends up out, you'll open up some stuff from Memphis. So it's 7:30, and we are through Less than half of the games. I thought I was going fast, too. I thought I was going fast. How has Rudy Gobert been in the pick and roll this year as the roll man? Pick and roll man, NBA.com. All right. Gobert as the roll man. 85th percentile. Yeah. If they can just, I think the plan is going to be to spam pick and roll. Just get Rudy Gobert in the pick and roll, Mike Conley style, and just let it rip. Let it rip. Anthony Edwards catch and shoot threes. They can't collapse off of them, so it either stays open or Anthony Edwards gets the ball with a head of steam. This is going to open them up. This is going to open them up to the Karl Anthony Towns trade in the offseason. Keep your eyes peeled for it. Toronto Raptors. 1-point dogs in New Orleans, 224 total. I assume everybody's available and that they're all going to look not interesting. And I'm totally cool with that. Raptors. No Porter, no Precious Achiuwa. Everybody else available. Perfect. That is what I wanted to hear. All right. Fred VanVleet. 36 minutes. Gary Trent. Not 36 minutes. 28 to Trent. OG Anunoby gets 37. Pascal Siakam came back and played 30. At the very least, he's getting 34 here. Scotty Barnes came off the bench, played 26. I'm going 32 to Barnes. I think we get, something in that 24 range, 22 range for Chris Boucher. Maybe 8 for Koloko. 16 for Wancho. Get like 20 for Thad Young. 22 for Thad Young. I don't know. Delano Banton playing 5 or something. I had all these guys in before, so all their rates are already correct. We know what to do with Toronto, and it's not all that interesting. Now, for the Pelicans, I assume there's some weird shit going on. All right, chat, let's do this quick. Putting this one out. Only real answers. Don't give me nonsense. If the Minnesota Timberwolves were to trade Karl Anthony Towns, where's the best place he could go to make a team better? I don't want any Karl Anthony Towns can't make a team better. What's the best fit that's realistic to make that acquisition? They got to be able to do it too. You can't just be like, well, he'd be great on the Nets. It's not how it works. That didn't take long, Ross. Good work. Ryan. You know what, Ryan? It's an interesting answer. But I feel like that screws that team up. Yeah, DJ. Oh, man, a lot of Bostons. Dallas doesn't have the funds. Utah. The old Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns swap. As weird as it sounds, Utah is probably more correct than anything else. I like the Orlando answer, Melvin. I like the Rockets answer, Ken. They could do it too. Hornets is a good answer. They would never do that deal. Ross, I like the Thunder call too. It's the young teams, right? It's the Thunder, it's the Rockets, it's Orlando, it's Detroit, the Spurs. All these teams, you got to remember, these teams need to have a wealth of draft picks and some young talent. Fascinating question, though. I do have one that might be like a decent answer. but I don't think that they could pull it off. But Miami. I just don't think... I think that just creates the same sort of problems that Minnesota has now. He's got to be the 5. That's just like the... And you need a 4... Now, if he goes to Portland, they're going to be worse than they already are. They already can't stop anybody. All right, let's get back to this. I had to ask the question, though. It was fun. It was fun. New Orleans Pelicans. I got Portland on the brain. I mean, the Knicks are a natural answer just because of the Kentucky connection. It's a fun thing to think about. Pels, Q tag on McCollum, no Brandon Ingram, Q tag on Nance, Q tag on Marshall. That's a treat right there. All right, let's get Brandon Ingram back in. Yeah, obviously he can't go there with Jimmy Butler. I like Utah, honestly. That's a good shout. There's no spot in Sacramento. They have Sabonis. We know unequivocally that he needs to play alongside a defensive 4 with some rim protection. Sacramento is not the answer. All right, CJ has missed the last 3. I assume he's just coming back and playing most of the run that he normally plays. We know we're not getting Brandon Ingram. We know we are getting Herb Jones. I'll get Herb Jones in there for 32. We get Joval and Nance splitting the center minutes. We get Zion in for 32. I assume Trey Murphy also plays his 32. And then the rest of this is just backup run. So we would go Alvarado in for 22. And Najee Marshall gets 16. Devontae Graham gets 12. Dyson Daniel get 12. Playing alongside Miles Turner is mildly interesting because of Turner's ability to stretch the floor, unlike Gobert. How am I hating on Sabonis? Yeah, Ayton would have to go to a third team in that scenario. Okay. New Orleans rates with no Brandon Ingram. At least we have a giant sample for that. So, in games where Brandon Ingram did not play, and let's just say that CJ did and Zion did. I don't know how big that sample is, but we'll see. Oh, that's 2 games. That's not ideal. Really? I thought Brandon Ingram missed. Was Zion just out for most of that? Do I got to go Brandon Ingram off instead? I guess I do. Yeah, Andres, I'm right. I am right. The Sacramento Kings are 24th in defense this season. Generally speaking, you are blaming that on the center. Very talented offensive player. Don't get me wrong. but they are a below average defense when he is on the floor. God, I am making no progress today. I hate all of you in the nicest possible way. I'm so easily distracted. I feel like I'm a dog getting new toys. It's really brutal. All right. Let's get CJ's usage in with no Brandon Ingram. He goes up to 28. Let's get Zion's usage in with no Brandon Ingram. He goes up to 29. Joe Val, I'm guessing, also gets a bit of a bump. At the very least, it doesn't go down. Assist rate for CJ must be quite a bit higher. I think we're good on New Orleans. I don't think there's going to be a ton to like it. Yeah, okay. Ooh, got to crack the back here. Oh, that was great. I hope you guys heard that. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. If you want to go to CJ, Herb, if CJ's in, he's fine. Trey Murphy's fine. Zion's fine. I think Joe Val for 5,500 is really interesting on FanDuel, especially if Larry Nance ends up out. Just not a lot to talk about there for New Orleans. And not a lot to talk about for Toronto either. I feel like they're basically unplayable. Man, I think we spent 9 years here. We are halfway done. It's 7:44. San Antonio Spurs, Oklahoma City Thunder. I think this is bad, and I don't want to see this. Yeah, Q tag on Jay Rich, Q tag on Romeo Langford, Q tag on Keita Bates-Diop. No Sohan or Jake Puddle. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Rob, tell her sorry. Yeah, no show tomorrow. We'll go 3 hours today so that to make up for tomorrow. Okay. All right. Trey Jones, 32 minutes straight away. Devin Vassell, 34 minutes straight away. Keldon Johnson, 34 minutes straight away. Now, Pirtle got hurt on Saturday. So let's pull up that rotation for the 26th. Pirtle and Sohan went down. They went to the second. They started the second half with Zach Collins and Romeo Langford. That's a change that happened. Okay. Zach Collins, I don't think is going to play like all of the minutes in the world, but this is certainly going to make Charles Bassey more interesting. So I'm going to go 27 Zach Collins, 21 Bassey. We're also going to get Gorgeous Dong today, too. Who's going to start for Sohan? I guess Keita Bates. Diop. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot Collins got ejected for his fake flagrant 2 nonsense call on Russ. Just because he... Oh, my God. Terrible call. Yeah, I guess we're going to give Keita Bates Diop some extra time here. Give him 28. I don't like that, but I think I have to. Got like 14 to Isaiah Roby. Malachi Branham as the backup point guard. Like 24 to Romeo Langford. And 10 to... Oh, yeah, Josh Richardson is around. So we got to give Josh Richardson 20 minutes somehow. I'll take Romeo Langford down to 20. I'll take Malachi Branham down to 12. And Roby to 12. I'm guessing rates aren't all that important with no Pirtle and no Sohan. So I'm going to say that that's San Antonio. All I'll say is that unquestionably he should not have gotten tossed. I barely thought it was a foul. All right, Q tag on Shea. Everybody else is available. OKC, I guess, is pretty easy to project then, as easy as they can be. I'm not going to change this rotation. I'm going to go to 24 on JRE. Otherwise, it looks like they took Isaiah Joe back out of the rotation. That's always fun. They really concentrated it this last game. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not making any real changes here. I just hope they all look awful. Yeah. You want to play Shea 10-3 on DraftKings or 10-4 on FanDuel? By all means. $6,700 Josh Giddey. By all means. Try to avoid the rest of this team because they're a pain in the ass. For the Spurs, whoo boy. Zach Collins, Charles Bassey, Keita Bates-Diop, Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson all look really good. Devin Vassell looks good. There's a lot to go around here. It's a great fantasy matchup, but it is a tricky one. I would stick to the main guys from San Antonio, Vassell, Johnson, Jones, and then whoever starts at center. And then if Keita Bates-Diop starts for Jeremy Sohan at 3,800 or 4,200, oh God, Drop Roses is going to be insufferable about Keita Bates-Diop today in chat. But buckle up, guys. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to clean him out during the strategy show multiple times because he's just going to say it over and over. If a team would just give Keita Bates-Diop the keys to the offense, they would be the most they would beat the 95 Bulls and the 86 Celtics over and over again. He's like a young George Mikan. Oh my God, I hate him so much. Anyway, Houston, 11.5-point dogs in Denver. 231 total. Hannah, you are right. He will be a very good play if he's starting. Everybody's available for Houston, so that's easy. I don't think I'm moving any bits of this around. Yeah, I'm fine with the Houston rotation as is. That's just, they've got everybody healthy and they don't really switch things up. I mean, depends on what he's not wrong means. I mean, he's wrong about all of his thoughts about Keita Bates-Diop in general, other than him being a good play today in DFS, which everyone will know. That's not like an opinion if he's starting. All right, on the Denver side, this is actually probably kind of interesting. Do we get MPJ back? Nope, straight out. Jeff Green out. Bones Highland. What disease did Bones Highland get? Ryan Skeggs. Are you... Is Drop Rose's name Ryan Skeggs? Seems like it is. I mean, I'm just going to project the same thing that I've been projecting. Bones hasn't played in 3 games. I'm not putting him in yet. So, this is my rotation for the Nugs. This is a quick game. For Denver, you know, clearly play any of Nikola Jokic whenever you want. Murray, Gordon, Brown, all solid. I think Jamal Murray is the best option on Denver. I don't like KCP for 5K at all on FanDuel. For Houston, I mean, this is as big of a pace down spot as you're going to get. Yeah, Houston looks terrible. If you're going to anybody on Houston, it's Green and Porter, and that's it. Four games to go. Chicago Bulls, 5.5-point dogs in Phoenix. If we get lucky here, there are essentially no changes to make for the Bulls or Phoenix. Yeah. Everybody's available for the Bulls except for Lonzo Ball, which is great, which means we know these rotations and we don't have to make any changes other than I'm going to give 2 more minutes to Alex Caruso. And then I need to figure out somehow to get a little bit more time to Kobe White, but I guess I don't really. I guess no, yeah, I don't. Something like that. It doesn't matter what the bench minutes look like. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Chicago's easy, and I think Phoenix is easy. No Chris Paul, no Cam Johnson. So this is, again, the same rotation we've been getting for Phoenix. You know, we're getting Biyombo as the backup center for the most part. Jock Landale seen a rotation as well. You know, you get your 32 minutes out of campaign. I'll bring that down to 31. Easy game. We flew through it. Bridges, Booker, Payne. There's just not enough. There's so much center value today that I think Ayton's a bit of a tough sell. Especially, I don't want to say especially against Chicago, but it's not like Vooch is some like fake dude. I don't think he's any good defensively, but it's a real matchup at least. It's not like backups and stuff. So if you want any of the main couple guys for Phoenix, I think it's fine, but there are no priorities. Similar story for Chicago. You want DeRozan or Levine or Vooch, by all means. It's just a game that's very low level from a fantasy perspective. 754. 212 people in here. So we're up to an hour and a half. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. We're slowly but surely getting there. Clippers, 7-point dogs, 225 total. Clippers obviously on a back-to-back from last night. I guess we just assume that everybody that was out is out except for John Wall. He just sat out the front end of the back-to-back. So I don't think that we're going to get Jason Preston or Diabate playing today. I think we just get John Wall back in and everybody just gets rotated down like a little bit. Same starting lineup as yesterday. Same sort of everything as yesterday. So, you know, we're going to give John Wall his 23 minutes. It means that I need to free up 18 minutes here. And I think it's just going to be as easy as taking Robert Covington clean out of the rotation. You know, 31 for Zoo, 30 for Marcus Morris, 23 for Batum. You know, 29 for Norm Powell, I don't really like. I'm going to make that 28. I guess Reggie Jackson can play a little bit more. I think Terrence Mann and or Amir Coffey will play a little bit more. You know, Moses Brown will see the floor for a couple minutes. I'm skipping it entirely. Maybe by the time we get to the end of the day, I like play a single entry lineup or something, but this is not, I don't want to, I'm not doing all the work for this from 5 o'clock. Like I got to do live before lock tonight, but I don't want to be on the hook from 7:30 to 10:30 on a 13 gamer. Like I don't get any enjoyment out of this. Not on a, like if I were home alone or something, then sure. I don't have anywhere else to be, but I'll find something better to do with my time today. This one's not for me. Just giving those minutes to Brandon Boston. I know he's not active. It doesn't matter. I definitely need to like lock in John Wall's usage rate, though. That's for sure. All told, this is just gross for the Clippers. But they face Utah. So the problem with the Clippers today is that they're going to look really good. For Utah, still no Mike Conley, still no Rudy Gay. So this is the same rotation we've been getting. I certainly want to bump up Colin Sexton's minutes a bit. He's at 31 minutes with no Mike Conley. Markkanen I have in for 35. He has played. He needs another minute. That'll work. Jordan Clarkson with no Mike Conley has averaged 36 minutes a game. I'm going to take him up to 35. Kelly Olynyk with no Mike Conley has averaged 33. I'll take him to 32. Malik Beasley in all these situations had that one low game, but he's playing 30 a game. So I'm going to leave him in at 29, actually. And then everybody else, I think, sort of falls into place. Oh, no. I mean, Ryan, I've always been a giant basketball fan. Oh, God. I just want to stretch. What do we have for this game? Okay, yeah, there's a lot. Like, Markkanen, Clarkson, Olynyk, Sexton all look like really solid plays that I would want to get to, like, they would have, like, decent chunks of exposure for me by the time we get to lock. They just look good. They're good plays, unequivocally. Then for the Clippers, I mean, you got to go to Reggie Jackson. I think you got to go to Terrence Mann. Zubats is fine, but there's just a lot of center value. You can make a case for paying down for Amir Coffey, although I don't think it's all that sexy. It's a good game to attack. Speaking of good games to attack, the Indiana Pacers are 4.5-point dogs in Sacramento. 239 total. Whew. You get the Sabonis Halliburton revenge narrative. You get everybody that's normally in for Indiana is in. Everybody that's normally in for Sacramento is in, except for Trey Lyles, which isn't really a thing. We got Andrew Nembhard back this last one, hitting buzzer beaters to win games. O'Shea Brissett lost a lot of minutes so that Nembhard can get back to his 24, 28. I know he played 28 straight away. Okay. And he was, I don't know, we'll go with like 24 to Nembhard. I got 22 in for Neesmith, 28 for Mathurin. Yeah, I don't really have any other changes here. Ooh, Isaiah Jackson played a lot less. Turner at 35. Koga, Jackson. So I guess they went to a little Jalen Smith at the 5. That's fun to see. Even though he only played 24 minutes. Man, this is going to be a track meet, folks. On the Kings side, we already had Trey Lyles out. Kazia Paula plays a little bit. Get his minutes down, though, to 11. Got Harrison Barnes here for 30. That's fine. Yeah, I don't have much to add here. This is just a game that you need to attack. So Fox, Sabonis, Herter, all look really good on DK, but don't be afraid to get to Barnes or Murray or Monk or even Terrence Davis at 3,300. Sabonis for 8,800 on FanDuel with power forward eligibility looks awesome. Fox is totally fine at 9,100. There's just going to be a lot of scoring here. The problem is everybody's sort of priced appropriately. Like, there are no major priorities from Indiana, but I want shares of Halliburton, Hield, Turner, Jalen Smith for sure. Just a fun game from a DFS perspective. It's one I would want to watch if it weren't starting at the time that it's starting. Let me close it out. Guys, thanks for being here. For the 200 plus of you that are here, thank you very much. We are at 96 likes, so if you have not hit the like button yet, let's go ahead and get that number up over 100 as we close out Portland. Obviously, Portland is on the back-to-back. We had massive minutes from Anthony Simons last night. Played 43 minutes. I got him in for 38. Same for Jeremy Grant. I'm not touching this rotation at all. There's no real need to do that. It's the same team as yesterday. For the Lakers side, we get Patrick Beverley back. The thing that absolutely no one wanted. So we pop Beverley back in for his 26 minutes. That's pretty easy to do. I'm going to take Thomas Bryant's minutes away from him. That's fine. I think we're probably going to lose some minutes here from Dennis Schroeder. And then Kendrick Nunn is certainly going to lose most of his playing time. I think Reeves looks fine for 30. I think Russ looks fine for 26. Troy Brown probably comes down to 20. Still 3 over. I'm just going to take those from Kendrick Nunn. I don't think it matters all that much. We know what we're doing with the Lakers. You play Anthony Davis or LeBron James, and you mostly pay attention to nobody here. I think it's easy. Actually, I'm going to take Lonnie Walker down a bit. He needs to be at like 31. That'll give me 3 more for Nunn. That helps a little. Pat Bev's 3,700 on DraftKings. There's something there, actually. And then for Portland, final team to look at for today. Love it. It's just like yesterday. It's a great spot. Play a bunch of Simons. Play all the Jeremy Grant on DraftKings at 7,100. That's an exceptional play. Justice Winslow looks great. Yusuf Nurkic looks great. Just play Portland starters. And then let's run some crunches. Let us run some crunches. But first, let me pull something up quickly. So guys, BetMGM is the sponsor of this show. Now remember, before I get into BetMGM, we're going to get Fantasy Cruncher set up. We're going to run our optimals on FanDuel and on DraftKings. But I got to talk about BetMGM because they're the sponsor of this show. This is what we're looking at here. So if you are new to sports betting, if you're in a legal betting state and you haven't signed up yet at BetMGM, there's a link in the description of this video. Click it, head on over to BetMGM, make a deposit. Then all you have to do is bet $10 on any one of the World Cup games. So if you're doing that for today, as I look at it right now, it's pretty cut and dry. I wouldn't really want to take any shots at some of these non-favorites. So my recommendation, just make it easy. Take Argentina today against Poland. That's what I would do. Put $10 down on Argentina to beat Poland. It's not a crazy bet. You're not going to win a ton. You're going to win $4 if it wins. It doesn't even have to win. I mean, you want it to win. But win or lose, as long as a goal gets scored by Tunisia, by France, by Australia, by Denmark, by Poland, by Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, as long as anybody here scores a goal, and that's going to happen. You're not getting 4 straight shutouts. As long as that happens, you get $200 in free bets. That's all you have to do. Just come straight away. Take Argentina. If you want a slightly better bet, take Mexico if you want. Slightly better odds. Take France. You can go any one of those directions, I think, in my opinion. That's fine. If you just want to not really worry about it, take Argentina or take France. Put down $10. Get yourself $200 in free bets at BetMGM. It's that simple. Now, optimal lineups on FanDuel. This should be something. Let me fix my columns here. I don't have a clue what this is going to look like. That much I could tell you guys. Don't have a feel for it at all. All right, 348.97. This is the optimal lineup by 0.23. DeJounte Murray, Kyrie Irving, Devin Vassell, Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, Keldon Johnson, Kyle Anderson, Zach Collins, Yusuf Nurkic. There's so much value out there today. Oh, my God. One thing I will say, though, play all of the Kyrie Irving. I hope he's first in contenders. Power rankings. Here we go. I don't know why I did it like that. Kyrie Irving is at the top of the list. Zach Collins, 2. Reggie Jackson, 3. Justice Winslow, 4. Anthony Edwards, 5. Nurkic, Mann, Clarkson, Collins, SGA. Rounding out the bottom of my top 10. And then we head to DraftKings to close it out. Reminder, everybody. I know we kind of just said this before. There is no process show tomorrow. There is no contenders videos tomorrow. One game NBA slate. That is it. I think we're doing a strategy show. We'll talk about the game, and then we're going to be out of there. But it's a pretty tame day for tomorrow. Now, optimal lineup on DraftKings, 304.72. This is actually the optimal by a full point, which you don't normally see. And then we get 2 separate lineups projected for the exact same 303.68. That's kind of funny. Kyrie Irving, Josh Giddey, Kyle Anderson, Justice Winslow, Zach Collins, Anthony Edwards, Jeremy Grant, Rudy Gobert. I do love that lineup, so I can't say anything bad there. As we turn on the rando, what do we get? Oh, man, looking like either Justice Winslow or Kyle Anderson. Maybe Kyrie. It's pretty blurry at the top. That's a lot. Yeah, it's going to be tough. All right. Looks like number 1 contender for today is going to be Kyle Anderson. Then you got Kyrie Irving, Justice Winslow, Nick Claxton, Anthony Edwards, Jeremy Grant, Rudy Gobert, Yusuf Nurkic, Karis LeVert, and Terrence Mann. Round out the bottom of my top 10. Whew. Man, I'm tired. 13 games up, 13 games down, 1 hour and 37 minutes. I'm not going to have a voice by the end of today. I got to record 2 contenders videos. I got the strategy show. And then I'm running back another hour and a half tonight with Eric Lindquist for Live Before Lock. You are getting all things Josh Engleman today on this Wednesday. So if you didn't want that, boy, are you in for a bad Wednesday. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to give my voice a break for the next 10, 15 minutes before I record those contenders videos. It's great having you all here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so now. Because, guys, this is the process.